Okay, Jeff has a good question. What is the best way to tune? Engine dyno or roller dyno?
Roller dyno. Always wheel dyno.
And that's going to be a chassis dyno.
Yeah, because you're tuning your entire system. And I've said this for quite a while, and it's 100% true. You can even call Willie and ask Willie. I can put your car on an engine dyno, or I'm going to put your engine on an engine dyno and tune it the best I can and do this, that, and everything else, but it's still not your car. You know, you put it in your car and the car goes out and runs like shit. You're yelling at me because, it ran great on the dyno, but now it's not running in my car.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, it's a fucking car. So, and we run across just multiple things always that are wrong with people's cars. Generally, it's going to be wiring or the fuel system.
Yeah.
And that is your main problem with everything. So if I've got your entire car on my dyno, on my chassis dyno, I can solve every issue you have before you go race.
Yep.
And it's just, I mean, to me, it's a priceless freaking commodity.
Well, it's great because you can go out there with confidence, and it always blows me away.
Engine dynos are great. Engine dynos are great for like breaking something in.
Okay.
They're good for super high end, super high horsepower applications. But even then, you run into the same problem. You put the engine in the car, the thing doesn't run, you got a problem with the car. So as an engine builder, it's way easier to diagnose everything when I'm looking at it than it is to diagnose it when I just send you an engine that's been on the dyno and you're trying to tell me some problem you've got, and we're spending 2 hours back and forth on the phone trying to figure out what's wrong.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you say another important aspect of the split, especially with crate engines, is that for horsepower, we kind of have what we have. We can try to maximize as much as possible, but
right.
we've got what we've got. What we're always looking for is a torque, and we're not going to even see torque on an engine dyno because it's really not going to start recording stuff until 5,200?
No. I mean, most engine dynos, you're starting your pass anywhere between 3,500 and 4,000.
Right, but zero to then.
Yeah, and if you take, let's say you're starting your pass at 4,000 on an engine dyno, or you're actually able to finally load it with a water brake at 4,000 and start your pass. I mean, on a 604, you're turning at 6,800. So you got a 2,800 RPM sweep.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you nothing about what it's doing it from 1,500 all the way through the damn.
Yeah, from the flight stand to the first corner.
So I've had people before, like back in the day when we were doing when we were building our own anaeroversion mufflers, and we were trying to market them to different engine builders and stuff, like going, man, this shit's freaking awesome. And they'd test them on their engine down and go, oh, yeah, it really didn't do nothing.
Because you couldn't measure it.
Because they couldn't measure it.
Because it was all torque.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, it was all below what they could actually load the motor at.
Yeah. It's the low end torque.
You know, it picked up like 5 or something like that. Yeah, I mean, it was an uphill battle. But like once we finally got these things produced to where we have a header company that worked with us to actually get this shit out there, now everybody's going, the people who notice are the race car drivers.
Yes.
Because not everything's about dynos. I mean, I've had certain headers that I've run on like a chassis on my chassis dyno in my own race car years ago that I'm like, oh man, yeah, these things make great power. Go to the racetrack, feels like a freaking anchor's out the back window. Thing won't run.
Well,
so,
I
there's
think
a lot of different variables.
Well, it's just the limitations of testing. I think we've all known people who are wicked smart, could pass or get masterful scores like in the SAT or something.
Right.
But, trying to figure out how to get to McDonald's is beyond them. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
oh yeah,
just because you test well in one section does not necessarily make you a success in life or in racing.
No, but to me, hands down, wheel dyno.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's just honestly no comparison, especially in the world of dirt late model racing or dirt racing or racing in general.
Yes. There's a place for both.